Hello, everyone. For today's children's illustration, kids, I want to ask you a question. Have things seemed a little strange or weird lately? No, I don't mean strange and weird like this, but I mean, have things seemed just a little bit different and not always in a good way? Like maybe when you couldn't go back to school in the spring and you couldn't see your teacher or play with your friends, or maybe you couldn't visit family members like you normally do. I know some of those things were hard for my own kids. And maybe you've heard adults and parents talking about scary things like pandemic or coronavirus, and it got you a little worried. Well, if that's how you feel, that's okay. But you know what? At church, the next several weeks, we're going to be talking about how our faith in God helps us even when things are kind of strange and weird and not always good like they have been lately. And specifically today, we're going to be talking about how our faith in God helps us when we feel lonely. Now, sometimes being alone is good, like maybe when you want to read a book. But sometimes being alone feels a little scary. Or maybe being alone is a little tough because maybe there's a project or something that you're working on and it's kind of hard to do it by yourself. And it'd be nice to have an extra pair of hands to help you out so that things don't start falling apart. Or maybe instead of frustrating, being alone is just kind of boring because you know what? You don't have anyone to play with. You can't play your games with anyone. You can't really play by yourself. You know what? No matter how you feel, no matter what the problem is, our faith in God helps us even when we're alone. Because you know what? God gives us something so amazing. He gives us His love and His promise that He is always with us, even when there's no one else around. And what's great is we have that right now. We always have that, and we will have it forever. And no one can ever take it away from us. But you know what? If sometimes that still makes you feel sad when you're alone, just remember this. When you feel that way, sometimes it's like God's way of getting your attention. It's like God saying, hey, you know what? I'm trying to get your attention, and I want you to focus on me. And you know what? Sometimes it's a way of God reminding us of what's really important, reminding us that He is with us and that He loves us and that He forgives us. And it's a reminder of these things that are so much better than anything else we could have. So if things have been a little weird and maybe you've been just a little worried during this time, that's okay. But pay attention because we're going to learn more and more about how God is with us and loves us, even in kind of weird and scary times like this. And God still gives us things better than we could ever hope for, even in this time, and is always trying to get our attention to focus on Him. So I hope that helps you understand the sermon today just a little bit better. Goodbye, everyone.